The Ford Bronco Sport is one of the coolest compact SUVs out there, and how wouldn't it be? It's a baby Bronco, for God's sakes. Of course it's going to be lovable with that boxy styling, rugged exterior, and that prancing horse sitting proudly on its steering wheel. However, the Bronco Sport's qualities aren't skin deep, and there are more than a few reasons why buyers keep avoiding it despite its very apparent charm. Today we'll be tackling why that is as we take a look at the 5 reasons why you should not buy the Ford Bronco Sport. Number 5. Unibody construction limits off-road performance. There's no avoiding it. A unibody vehicle will never be a good fit for an off-road vehicle. And seeing how the Bronco Sport takes its namesake from one of the most well-known and most beloved off-road vehicles, the fact that it has a monocoque chassis kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? To make matters even worse, the Bronco Sport uses a transversely mounted engine, meaning that it sits just like on regular front-wheel drive cars. This translates to the transmission being fitted to the side of the engine, which results in the small Bronco's all-wheel drive system being far more complex than necessary. It is also very nose-heavy, as both the engine and the transmission rest on the front axle, making it even less competent off-road, while also reducing handling because of terrible weight distribution. Oh, and speaking of all-wheel drive, that's another issue we'd like to tackle. The Bronco Sport comes with just a regular all-wheel drive system that's generally designed for on-road traction and not for off-roading, because you don't get a low-range transfer case, and you don't get to choose if the front, rear, or all 4 wheels are getting power. Now, does that mean that the Bronco Sport is thoroughly incompetent off-road? No, it does not. In fact, the Bronco Sport gets a fair bit of suspension goodies that allow it to hold its own and be able to tackle some light to medium off-roading. It'll probably stick out as the best off-roader of its pack, rivaled only by the Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive, which is high praise for the little Bronco. That said, we still expected more from Ford, as you'll have to make compromises and make do with what you have more often than not when going off the tarmac. Number 4. Interior design and quality is very lacking. Now, before we start, we do understand that an off-road SUV should have more robust and less refined materials on the inside to allow for easier cleaning, maintenance, and general durability. However, as we've established, the Bronco Sport is far from an actual off-roader, which is why we'd want to know why Ford didn't bother to make the Bronco Sport just a little bit more special than it is. As is, the Ford Bronco Sport's interior really feels like an afterthought. It's like Ford dropped the entirety of their budget on the outside of the car while completely forgetting about the inside. Starting from the dashboard design, as you can see, it looks like Ford threw the kitchen sink at it while forgetting to arrange anything. At first, the climate controls are very convoluted with way too many buttons while being positioned way too low, meaning that you'll have to take your eyes off the road just to adjust it. In addition to that, we absolutely hate how the infotainment screen looks. Seriously, why couldn't they just make it fit flushly into the dashboard, just like on the big Bronco? As is, it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it also impedes the visibility out front. Not to mention that it looks awful, as there's literal panel gaps turned cubby spaces underneath it. If Ford had just moved it 2 inches below, everything would have been fine, but no, they just had to glue it on the dashboard. Also, what's with the gear selector? Isn't this supposed to look like an off-roader? If so, why not fit it with a proper lever and not this stupid dial thingy? Plus, the quality is, as mentioned, pretty mediocre. Hard plastics are virtually everywhere, and if you sit long enough, you'll recognize that practically the entire interior is just made out of various parts from Ford's parts bin, which might explain the haphazardous look of it. For example, the AC unit is identical to the pre-facelift Ford Maverick, as is the infotainment screen, with the only difference being that it doesn't have that gaping hole at the side of it as the Maverick does. The steering wheel is also a regular old Ford steering wheel seen on the Maverick, the Escape, and many other smaller Fords. It just has a horse glued to the airbag instead of the blue oval. That said, the 2025 model will be getting a drastic improvement in terms of interior styling, and although it too isn't perfect, it is very much more coherent and better looking. Number 3. Very cramped interior space. What won't be getting an upgrade is the interior space of the Bronco Sport. Simply put, the Bronco Sport is incredibly cramped on the inside, especially for a compact crossover. This is true for both the front seats and the rear seats, however, the rear really does suffer more in this regard. Starting from the front, you'll be getting 42.4 inches of legroom and 41.7 inches of headroom. Now, while the headroom might be alright, the legroom is average at best, which is a huge problem here. Why? Well, because the rear legroom is abysmal. You see, you'll only get 36.7 inches of rear legroom, which, once again, is abysmal. To put things into perspective, the Mazda CX-5, which is generally considered to be mediocre in this regard, has 3 more inches of legroom than the Bronco Sport. Also, Ford's own offering in this range, the Ford Escape, has 41 inches of rear legroom, which makes it a limousine compared to the measly little Bronco Sport. Now, imagine how bad it'll get if the driver or the front passenger needs to adjust their seat if they're too tall. They'll practically take up all of the rear legroom and leave the rear passengers completely trapped and cramped behind them. All in all, a pretty abysmal interior experience if you ask us. Number 2, engine options are very limited. Apart from being uneventful from the inside, the Bronco Sport is also pretty unremarkable when it comes down to the powertrains it offers. You see, the Ford Bronco Sport comes as standard with nothing more than a minuscule 1.5-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder, which produces a very anemic 180 horsepower. This little 3-pot can do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.2 seconds, which is just way too slow for modern standards, especially for an engine that is as complex as it is. Ford should have squeezed a bit more power from it, or at least offered us a naturally aspirated engine, which would have been both cheaper to run and easier to maintain. Plus, it'll only do 29 mpg on the highway, which is hardly the stuff of fantasies, especially for such a meager engine. The Bronco also doesn't get a hybrid powertrain, which is frankly unexpected, seeing how most of its peers and even its brethren do offer it. If you're up for a bit more performance though, there's a 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder available, which produces a healthy 250 horsepower. This engine, which is used in many great models, is the Ford Bronco's real sweet spot, as it offers a fair bit of power while being similarly as fuel efficient as the 1.5. So, what's the catch? Well, it's reserved only for the Badlands trim, which is the most expensive trim of the entire lineup, starting at over $40,000. Dare we remind you that the full-size Bronco starts at the same price point. As a result of this, as much as we like the Bronco Sport, we really don't see the point of it, which brings us to the final reason why you should avoid it. Number 1, the Ford Escape exists. Really, why should you go for the Bronco Sport when you can get a much higher quality, much more comfortable, and much better equipped Ford Escape for drastically less money? After all, both of these vehicles sit on the same platform, and driving both will show you just how similar they are. Plus, the Ford Escape also comes with a hybrid and plug-in hybrid powertrain, which are sure to keep it even more frugal and cheaper to run. Now, sure, the Ford Bronco Sport is a better off-roader than the Escape. However, let's not fool ourselves. If you're looking at the Bronco Sport, chances are you don't exactly need an off-roader. If you did, you'd be far better off with a Jeep Wrangler than the Bronco Sport, especially since you can get a decently equipped Wrangler for around $40,000. No, what you're looking for is a basic old compact crossover that'll not leave the pavement, but one that also has an extra bit of panache added to it, and to be frank, we can't blame you for looking at the little Bronco, as it does deliver on that front very well. Also, you won't be making a terrible mistake by purchasing it, despite costing a bit more to begin with. The Bronco Sport will hold its value better than most compact SUVs, which makes it okay in our books, even though it might be more compromised than one would expect. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.